What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Nintendo Land. More of a casual video here today as I went to Target to play a Mario Wonder demo, which just feels weird because it's a game that's already been out for like almost 3 years now, and I'm talking about a demo of the same game but with Switch 2 edition, essentially like DLC. But either way, there's a demo out there. You can go to your local Target, Walmart, Best Buy, GameStop. I'm sure one of them has a kiosk. Anybody that has a Switch 2 kiosk will probably have this demo for you. Now, you can play through some levels that are already part of the main game, but there's one level, at least for the single player portion, because there's a multiplayer and single player portion. I'll talk about them both here. But for single player, there's one Toad Brigade mission. This allows you to play the entire first Koopaling mission. Now, what's really strange about this was I know Nintendo already said that there's only going to be 7 of these, one for each Koopaling, but it's kind of strange how this works. I wish they had more remix stages in each world leading up to the Koopaling boss battle instead of it just being one stage and one boss battle slapped into that same stage. But they pretty much just take an existing stage, like the Piranha Plant on Parade stage, it looks like it's trying to remix, and they remix it, and at least to me, it didn't look like a stage that already existed. It did feel original, but there wasn't anything super special about the stage. You go through the stage just pretty much chasing Wendy down. She doesn't even really attack you or do anything to you. Instead, she launches these new enemies at you, which are these new purple Cheep Cheeps that spawn out of her ring portals that she spawns all over the stage. These things never really felt like a true obstacle. They would always fly well above me or well below me and never really got in my way. And these stages are extremely simple, at least the one that I played so far. There's also no collectibles. There's no purple coins or anything like that for you to collect and find or explore. It's just kind of like getting to the end of the goal without even having to do anything in the stage, you know, like search pipes or find hidden things. It just kind of bust your butt to the goal, and that's it. Like I said, this is the first one. It's only a 2-star difficulty, but it was incredibly easy. To be honest, I probably could have completed this level if I was just really dashing straight to the end, which I kind of just messed around just to keep the gameplay a little bit longer for you guys to watch. But I could have just dashed to the end and probably beat the stage in about a minute or 2, like max. 2 minutes max, dude. It was that short. I was actually pretty surprised at how short it was. Now, you might be wondering, how does the actual boss battle against Wendy fare in this game? Well, you get to the end of the stage, and that's when the battle initiates. And it's pretty much just you versus her giant Cheep form that just shoots out of portals. That's pretty much it. It's an insanely easy boss battle. I had absolutely no issues and was just honestly just playing around with her because of how easy it is. She's just slowly moving across the stage and is a huge projectile for you to jump on. I don't know how you could miss her or even mess up on this boss battle. Besides her just dashing toward you, she has one other attack where she shoots rows of those purple Cheep Cheeps out at you. But like I said, I didn't even notice it getting in my way whatsoever. But one thing that I found that was kind of interesting is it's no longer 3-hit bosses. Yes, they ramped it up to 6 hits now. It seems like there's going to be a phase 2 for the bosses where she gets mad and you have to jump on her 3 more times, which I'm a pretty big fan of. Now, did this make the boss battle much harder at all? No, it was still incredibly simple. Each time you jumped on her, she would grow slightly bigger, but I really never found this to be an issue. By the final hit, she'll grow very massive and you have to wait for her to land on like a lower ledge for you to hit her. But yeah, it's extremely easy stuff. But I will say, even though this boss is very easy, it is something new and different, and it was a lot longer than any of the Bowser Jr. boss fights in the game. It may not have been harder than some of them, but I thought it was a really good breath of fresh air for this game. In fact, it actually reminded me of the Cheap Skipper boss fight from New Super Mario Bros. DS, and I'm hoping that these bosses feel more like these. I mean, I could easily see this game now having the best boss battles in any 2D Mario game. It's funny because it went from having probably some of the worst to probably going to be some of the best. But with that, I probably could have finished this entire level and its boss fight in like a collective 2 to 3 minutes. So yeah, I don't think it's going to be a whole lot of single player content. I mean, if there's only 7 stages truly, I'm hoping there's like a bonus 8th one where you battle all the Koopalings or something. But yeah, I mean, you're going to blast through these stages. Something else I'll add is I was already a pretty big fan of the music in this game. It's not anything super crazy, you know, in comparison to some of the greatest 3D Mario games and stuff. but I feel like it's really good. In the Koopaling stage, the music sounded really well. It was kind of catchy, and especially the boss battle. The boss battle theme is very catchy. You've heard it a little bit within the trailers and directs and stuff, but like it's actually really good. You probably want to look forward to that for sure. And I know we've already seen the Morton boss battle, and that looks really cool with the giant puppet and stuff. And like I said, I'm sure they're going to get a lot harder as well. But yeah, I just love the way these boss battles look, and they're just so wacky. I kind of also wish though that we could battle the Koopalings outside of their transformations, like after you hit them 3 to 6 times, then it allows you to fight the Koopalings in a familiar way. Like then Wendy would use her hoops in her regular form or something like that, or Morton would bring out his hammer, you know what I mean, Roy with his bullet bill launcher. But still, I'm very impressed that they're even in this game right now, and I think they're handled very well. Now I want to give a big shout out to my wife. Nintendo wife was actually the one that helped record this footage, and she also played with me with the Bell Park portion. Now I couldn't get that gameplay captured because me and her were playing, but yeah, she played with me. She's pretty good at video games for somebody that doesn't actively play video games, so she was able to help me get a good idea of how these modes would work, and I kind of got what I felt before I even tried it, where these modes are going to be fine, when people come over, or when you have a crowd occasionally, but unless you have like a large group of people coming over every single day or every single week, or like you're younger and you have tons of friends in high school or college or something, or like a lot of family members, maybe, I don't know, if you have people in your life, this could be fun. But even then, I feel like it's just going to be something you play maybe a couple of times. I could feel myself playing this on like one Friday night with all my friends, and once we get a good portion of the modes done, we probably won't revisit it, or if we do, it'll be one more time, but like it's not something that I would actively play more than once or twice for each mini game. There's one game where you have a bunch of baby Yoshis and you're running around with them in your hands collecting apples. This was fine. I mean, my wife found it to be somewhat interesting, but like it just felt like a Mario Party minigame at most. Then there was a tag game, which I thought was the best of the competitive 2 that we were able to play, where one has a phantom mask and you try to tag the other player. And it's kind of like Prop Hunt from Call of Duty, where one player that's running can actually transform into a flower and hide somewhere and stuff. I thought that was pretty cool. There was also 2 co-op game modes that we could play. One where one player places blocks and the other person tries to complete the level. If you play New Super Mario Bros. U on the Wii U, there was a mode like that as well. It was a lot more competitive. I remember me and my dad trying to get the gold medal or whatever it was for that. It was really hard, but yeah, this one didn't seem too crazy. You can place a lot of the donut blocks, and you're pretty much just creating a path for your teammate to finish. This is fine. I thought that was a pretty cool mode. And then the other co-op mode was Pass the Bomb, which I felt like this was one of the better ones, believe it or not. Just running through a level as fast as you can, tossing a bomb between each other was pretty cool. And if the bomb's on the ground for a certain amount of time, your timer runs out to complete the level. So you want to keep the bomb in the right player's hand the most. And what would make this even more fun is just more players. Having like 4 players toss this bomb around back and forth to get to the end of the goal would be pretty cool. So yes, there's definitely some fun to be had with some of these mini games. I think some of them are definitely just going to be straight up better than others. Plus there's like 72 or 74 missions, I forgot how many they said, that you can complete by yourself or with friends, which I think is pretty cool. There's a lot of content here. I'm just personally worried as far as the single player content and how long will the multiplayer content keep us interested is the question, because I can easily see, literally, as soon as this thing drops on midnight, I'll probably be able to finish all the single player stuff in about an hour. Like, I'll be genuinely impressed if it's any longer than that. But yeah, I'm just kind of hoping that those 70 plus missions actually last a while, at least a couple of hours, and plus I hope the multiplayer stuff is a lot more expansive than maybe I'm thinking it is, and me and my friends want to play it more often. But yeah, so far it's fine. It's nothing super duper special in my opinion, and the level that I played was just super basic. It didn't really give me a good feel as to how these Koopaling levels are going to play and work, but the game is out in just a week, so we'll learn very soon how this all pans out. But let me know if you're excited for Super Mario Bros. Wonders Switch 2 Edition, Meetup at Bell Park, plus the Koopalings, plus there's some multiplayer. It's a long name, but yeah, let me know if you're excited for this Switch 2 Edition. And make sure you leave a like and subscribe to stay up to date on all things Mario Wonder and Nintendo in general. And I hope you all have a blessed day. See ya, guys.